In this video, I have a 5-step method to improve your Minecraft builds. It does not matter if you're a complete beginner or a Minecraft veteran, there will be tips in here for anyone. If there is not a single tip that you find useful in this video, you can get your money back guaranteed, but this video's free. Good point. But before I get into the first tip, let me address one thing every Minecraft player says. I don't know what to build. So that is not true. Let me explain. You watch a Bob Ross video to get inspired or to learn how to paint, or in your case you're watching this video, but now it's time for you to paint or build. But before that brush reaches the canvas or you start building, you just get a blank. But it's not that you don't know what you want to build. The problem is that you don't have this 5-step method that I'm going to share with you in this video, and that should help you get that idea from your head into your Minecraft world. I am not going to ask you to subscribe right now. Well, you can if you want to, but if you find any of these methods useful to you, smash the subscribe button and leave a like on this video, of course. But now for the first tip, finding that inspiration that you need. There are really two ways of building in Minecraft: realistic and non-realistic fantasy. What is the difference, you ask? Let me explain. Realistic builds are more historically correct or accurate, which comes in a bit of research and everything to get the type of houses that they had at that time that you want to build. And the way I build is more of a non-realistic approach to building, which is more fantasy like. Yes, it's more medieval, but it's not historically accurate medieval. I just feel I have more freedom to build whatever I want in this way, but it's all up to you. Just find the style that you want to build in. The best sources for that, as you know, Pinterest, Google, YouTube, you have it all there. I'm not telling you to copy though. I am telling you to just get inspiration and get that picture inside your head of what you want. If you're going to build in a non-realistic style of building, one thing that will help you a lot is adding your own lore to your world, because it'll make it way easier for you to build and for you to know what to build, in fact. Now for the second tip, this is where you start planning and laying out that build. What is the difference between building in odd and even numbers? This is really talking about the width of the building, not really the height as much. But have you ever noticed when you want to build a house with a single point roof and it ends up having 2 points at top? Let me tell you why. This is our 5x5 cube, and because 5 is an odd number, which you should know from school, have you been paying attention? This build has a very steep type of roof and it has a single point, and I made the same thing, but this is a 6-block wide square or foundation, but now this roof has 2 points. Because 5 is a non-number, this has a single point. But this is the process I use to make these types of houses and how I plan them out. Some people tell me that they plan out a house and it just doesn't come out the way they wanted it to. This is my process of planning out a house in creative mode, just to kind of lay out for you. Starting off with a 5x5 square. That is the most simple shape you can ever have in Minecraft, but there is a way to make this a bit more complex. As you've seen here, I kind of embedded 2 more squares into that middle square, giving me more of a diagonal shape. This will make the house a lot more interesting to look at because it will have a different view from every type of angle. And now you're going to raise up the squares to different heights. This is the most important part, so your build doesn't look completely the same. As you've seen here, my red square is a tiny bit lower than my orange square, but then my blue square is the lowest part of the build. This is where you can start having fun with the roof. Now that I know which height all my sections are going to be, I normally have a roof style planned out before I even place that first square, but now I can just have it way more clearer now, because if I had this square a tiny bit taller, maybe this roof here wouldn't have worked as good as it did. And from that simple build, this is how it turned out. I haven't detailed it, added windows or doors, but you guys can kind of see what I'm trying to explain to you here. From every different angle, the house looks completely different, and it's actually really interesting to look at. But if you're still struggling with your building and planning, I can tell you one thing: the only thing that is really going to help you is going to be practicing, because that's the only way you're going to get this down to a T. Now for tip number 3, or the third step in this method. The constant change of elevation is key. Not many people talk about it, but this is what defines a really good build from an average build. When building in Minecraft, having a constant change in the terrain, house, town, or village, whatever you are building, if you have a constant change of elevation, if you don't, it'll just look really plain. I would say that that the constant change of elevation is just that spice that you need in that plain build that just really makes it stand out. And just for you to know, if you have a build that is up higher and few builds that are lower, it will just make the builds that are up higher a bit further away. Now for the fourth tip. There is absolutely nothing that can make a town, village, or a build pop more than a structure that gives meaning to it, such as weapons, statues, something that can tell a story to your build or to your world. It's even better when it's a bit hidden, like hidden details in your world. For example, the hidden entrance to the trolls underworld underneath my bridge. It is just something that maybe no one's ever going to see, but I know it's there. Or the crystal tower which the whole village is built around. Small stuff like that will make sure you never run out of ideas, and you will always know what you want to build around that village or that story, making your world just that way more immersive. But there's also the random crap, that's what I like to call it, that mostly it's for aesthetics, like that rock in the middle of your fields, even the scarecrow. Well, there's no scarecrows in Minecraft, so let me call it a parrot crow, so it doesn't eat all your crops. Custom trees give a better background than just plain normal trees. That's my opinion. I love building custom trees. It just gives a further depth to your village and just amazing to add. I would say the more creative you get, the better that build is gonna be. That is just a fact. Now, for tip number 5, having the right block palette. There are two things I can say about it. The first thing is that which of these builds look better, number 1 or 2? Number 2, right? Well, that is because number 2, the blocks are more suited for that build. Even though they are the same shape and style, the contrast between the blocks are just not it. And for the second thing, keep it nice and short. Another thing to note is always texture that plain wall. I would say the recommended, it's not a rule, it's not like something you have to follow, but I would say 3 texture blocks for a 3x3 wall. And if you all did manage to stick around till the end of the video, thank you so much for watching, and I hope these tips helped. And don't forget to smash that subscribe button because we're nearly hitting that 1K mark, and I'll be very grateful. And until the next video.